Okay, that should be reading 1038. System is still in fallback time on that date. Received phone call from our family who lives on the complete other side of the sector of this city, stating that they were contacted by the Express News, who somehow or another got their private number and their location, and stating that they've been trying to get a hold of me, stating that I called them about reports to them about immigrants. When I send out all my information, it's sent out specifically and mainly to law enforcement, but also to other addressees on the email listing as documentation to prove what's going on here and how we've been left to fend for ourselves, and also being victimized by organized crime ring of illegal aliens. There was nothing said about immigrants. We're just basically stating facts. And we have no problem with anyone, any group, or any agenda or any movement, but facts are facts. These individuals here have targeted our family. They're using the nearby used car sales lots as money laundering fronts for human trafficking and smuggling. They're also the gangsters that have targeted our home for being participants in the neighborhood watch which we were lured into, and then left to fend for ourselves once all the family members backed off and let us do all the work. And rightly so, because we end up falling victims to the city and also police. A good number of atrocious violations of our rights, abuse of power and official oppression, blackballing, character assassination, you name it. There's our neighborhood watch sign, beware cameras in use, and also no trespassing. That's just one of the no trespassing signs. They're all over the area of the house. Yet we had this individual basically tell our family that they're coming to our home today, which is the following day after receiving a phone call, and they want to talk to us about our calls to them about immigrants. Again, we never called them. In the past, when we did try to communicate with them, which has been over a minimum of a decade ago, they told us, got vicious with us, stop sending us information, take us off your mailing list, we don't want to hear from you. It was that blunt. So this is ironic that all of a sudden they want to get involved. Our understanding of the Express News is that pretty much they're taking one side. We're neutral about everything, even though we have expressed our basic facts that, again, we've been targeted by these individuals. So immediately that puts us over to another side, and therefore we're caught in the middle between the left and the right. And we're old JFK Democrats and lived through the civil rights movement and all that. That's why it's ironic and horrific to us that everybody's bringing up all these racist issues when everybody and their dog has been given everything free, and they're complaining about everything. So nevertheless, we're just confused and trying to survive. If it hadn't been for the fact that I'm a retired private investigator from a corporate team of private investigators, there was no way we would have found out what's going on here. And yet, at the same time, it's none of our business. We don't care. But we finally draw the line when these criminals and organized crime ring gangsters targeted our family for basically just stopping the crime that they were behind in our streets. And here we are having this individual arrive. We have the live version of this captured, his facial, along with the plates. Stay with me on this. And again, he's going to have the no trespassing signs clearly visible to him, along with the others posted on the side of the house and on the other side of the house. On both sides of the house, that is. We have the full facial captured live. There's no identification badges that usually these guys wear from that specific type of journalist corporation. And he's going to completely ignore all the signs. Okay. Completely ignoring them. Now, what's pertinent about this is that it isn't enough that he shows up. We're in big question of how did he get private information to our family members on the other side of the city? How did he get their location? We don't read Express News journalists behind this at all. We were, even though they're using the Express News as their cloak, and if it is Express News, we are highly in question of their tactics. And since we've been targeted by organized crime and our home has taken gunfire along with our vehicles, our pets have been poisoned, our home's been hit with huge rocks, we're trailed in traffic by organized crime ring gangsters, illegal aliens, thugs, gangbangers, gang members, and when we've also turned in plenty of video to prove what we state, and no action was taken to help enforce the law here, which is maintain law and order and keep the peace. Instead, our family was targeted and made out to be the problem. Sure, like any other family, we've had our situations occur, but mainly the situation that we've had incur is our being, there he goes leaving, are being involved in some heated situations where I'm trying to get my family out of here, and the other family members are pretty much in denial, stating that because the parents don't want to leave, they're going to fight to help them stay here. And they completely ignore all the danger that has been inflicted upon us. So it's a struggle with not only the city and police and these gangsters, but also the family members who just for some reason or other, they are not concerned with what these individuals are doing to us. Again, what I'm doing basically is just don't want any more gunfire to the house. We don't want any more illegal aliens showing up at our doorstep, standing in our yards, in our driveways, trailing us in traffic, leaving this area here, which is on the corner of Blanco and Gilbert Lane, to come to our home and send an army of thugs to terrorize us. And again, we've turned in all the video on that, and hence we sit back and wait, because we've now uncovered a massive amount of corruption where the paths lead directly into City Hall. And now we have accrued some valuable evidence also of major ethics violations of San Antonio officials, which basically fell into our lap. We weren't even digging for them. They provided them all themselves, all by themselves. And we couldn't believe it. And that's how complacent these individuals are. Now, the reason we're still hanging with this is because this individual doesn't leave. We're going to fast forward it here, and this individual is going to return. I've got to be careful to stay with this, because the fast forward, see, here he is, stalking our home. There's no need for this individual to return. Why is he doing this? Now look who's placing us in fear for our lives. That right there is the same tactic that the thugs use, these organized crime ring gangsters use, the exact same method. So that's one of the reasons that I'm suspicious whether this guy really is from Express News, but yet he's using the cloak of the Express News. We will be turning this into the state federal authorities.